Harley Hank. See more better here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and I am going to finally get you out of your KD motorcycle riding glasses and get you into a pair of Harley Davidson 127T 48 eye size in the color one, which is black. Let me take it out of the original packaging. The Harley Davidson sends it to me, and of course your Harley Davidson case. Got the little logo on the inside, and comes with a little plastic sleeve on the temples to protect the temples from rubbing together during shipping, and I'm going to get that to you too. But this is it. Let me see if we can get that really cool checker pattern on there that comes. Is this on? Need a new battery. But yeah, of course you got the Harley logo on both sides, that little checkerboard. But it looks like the KDs that you like to ride in, but we need to put prescriptions in them because you're at that age where you just can't see anymore. So I'm going to take out the original demo lenses, put the frame into the tracing element of my edger, and actually, hang on, you are going to be secret agent. Throw that in the trash on the table. Secret agent 622. So years from now, if you ever need new lenses for this frame, I can mail the lenses right to your home and you can pop them in. This will be programmed into the computer and it will memorize what I do. I'm going to go ahead and hit start. Little stylus is going to pop up and go around and trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy a genuine, authentic Harley Davidson prescription frame from me, and you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number on there, so if you have vision insurance or flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase, whether they are prescription or not. Hank, you know you need a prescription. So, your pupillary distance, the width between your eyes, is 30.5 for the right eye. The computer starts at 32.5, so I'm going to tap the little minus button a couple times till we get to that. The height of the invisible bifocal is 18. It starts at the halfway point, which is 16. We're going to raise it up a couple millimeters for that too. I'm going to change the layout chart because this is the invisible bifocal and I lay them out differently. Now, you're used to the blue lenses in your KDs. I've got you your blue lenses, or as I like to call them, Johnny Depp blue, although not in your case, KD blue. But these have the transitions XTRAactive, so when you go outside they get very dark and they stay this color at night. So I've gone ahead and put some dots on your lenses to get everything lined up. This is a block, or as I like to call it, Jenny from the block. I need to attach this to your lens while it is cutting, so I need two double-sided adhesive stickers, of which I've got some down here. The black side is the sticky side. I'm going to stick that one onto the first block. Do the same thing for the second one. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. Now on the back is a little silver button that is going to do its job twice today. The first time it's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the arm. I'm going to put that there. Get everything lined up. I've got those dots on there. That is your optical center. That's going to go directly in front of your pupil. Get everything lined up in there perfectly and go. Hit that button. The arm's going to come down, place the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the left lens. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. Line up the magnet. Your pupillary distance for your left eye is 32. So I'm going to tap the plus button this time and raise it up to 32, the width. Get everything lined up where it's supposed to be. Hit that button. Now the arm's going to come down and place the block onto the left lens. Now this is the edger. This is what costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out, buy their own, put it on your kitchen counter. Then you can cut your own lenses at home and you won't need this guy anymore to do it for you. But the actual cutting wheel is this diamond crusted wheel on the left. That's going to grind away the lens material until it's the final size. This wheel in the center is going to put with that channel, that little valley, that's what's going to put the V-shaped bevel on the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. We'll go ahead and wake up the computer. Number 622. Number 622. These are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, Hindex plastic, or Trivex, I would select that. I'm not going to polish the edge of your lens because it's not going to be seen. I'm going to put a safety bevel on the rear concave surface of the lens. Now the magnet's going to do its job a second time today. It's going to attach itself to the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I don't know the machine well enough to call it chuck. Hit the green arrow. The door closes, the clamp shuts. And then the lens is going to be traced by two white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as it's tracing out the shape of the lens that it's cutting. And the old carpenter saying measure twice, cut once. It's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel, so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which you won't have any in this frame. But it's just a routine procedure that it does. I do cut some very strong prescriptions all day long for free, and it does become more critical then. Now if you see light flickering in the background, that is water there to catch the optical sawdust. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic, high index plastic, and Trivex cut wet, meaning that water sprays onto the lens during the cutting cycle. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry. Now water will spray onto the lens for the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle, just to wash away any optical debris, essentially optical sawdust, that you may see beginning to form on the edge of the lenses. As I mentioned, your lenses are polycarbonate. Polycarbonate is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are virtually unbreakable. They are bulletproof up to 22 caliber, essentially high impact ballistics grade lenses. It's the same lens material that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones, as well as having 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. Now, because you ride, I prefer polycarbonate anyway because of its safety factor, but because you ride, you definitely need polycarbonate lenses for safety. If you take a pebble or a rock or anything to the eye area of the glasses, this will be unbreakable. It will protect your eyes while you are riding. So water's begun spraying onto the lens, which tells me it's in the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle. Now, these I've just picked up the collection. I don't have very many pieces on there just yet. I will be adding to, or should I say my wife, she is my IT support. She's going to be adding to the website. All the frames that you see at the Harley dealerships are non-prescription, or not designed to have prescriptions put in there. I will be offering, the difference in my frames is that all of the ones I offer will be able to have a prescription put in there. Now I will open this door with my mind. I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. I can. It just takes me a couple hours of staring at it, but I can do it. The only thing I can't do is come up with new jokes. So if anyone can come up with a funnier joke, write it down on a $100 bill and mail it to me, and I'll read it on the air. I'm going to snap that in. That goes in there well. We're going to do the same thing for the left lens. Hit tap, or tap the green arrow. Just like before, the door closes, the clamp shuts, and then again the lens is going to be traced by the two white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame first go around. And you can see as it's tracing out the shape. And then the old carpenter saying measure twice, cut once. It's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly where to place the bevel, so you have no edge thickness, of which you don't. Come on, flashlight. Come on, don't tell me you're dying on me. But yeah, no edge thickness whatsoever. Alright, so while that's cutting, let's go ahead and keep working on the lens. I'm going to take that block off, dry that off, add my sticker to the very top there. We're going to come down here to the lensometer. I'm going to put it in just above that black dot. Turn everything on and read the power, and I am getting plus, come on flashlight, come on, there we go, plus 50, exactly halfway between 0 and 1. That's because your prescription, the unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R. It starts at 0 and goes up in quarter increments, 0.25, 0.50. So you need 2 steps of nearsighted correction. You are farsighted. With your glasses off, you can see pretty well far away, but this will still give you 2 steps of magnification. That's why there is a plus sign. It will magnify images off in the distance, and even more so up close. You need an additional 250. So if you actually got reading glasses from the store, you need a plus 3. It's called the add, because in addition to what's up top, you add this number to what's there. Now you have no astigmatism correction, which is fairly uncommon. Most people have a little bit of astigmatism, and you actually only have a little bit of distance correction. Your eyes are actually really, really good. So now the frame sells for $150. The invisible bifocal that you have is the Essilor Ideal Advanced. That sells for $149.99. The Transitions Extra Active Gray for Progressive is $99.99. And of course $20 for the blue tint. and it comes to $419.98, just under $420, which was just last week, by the way, or every day, depending on your mood. Oh, let me move the camera so you guys can see. So that lever has a little spinning wheel, something you would find at the end of a Dremel tool. That's applying the safety bevel. It's just smoothing out any rough surfaces left over from the cutting cycle. Hit the button where it opens up the chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby. Dry everything off. The reason why I put the safety bevel on the rear surface is because as I tuck the lens in and press down on the frame, I want it to, didn't want to snap in. Let me take another 1/10 of a millimeter off. Hit retouch, because as I apply force to the lens, I don't want any scuff marks onto the front of the frame. That's why I smooth off the back of the lens only. Now instead of going to the cutting wheel, it's just going to drop down onto the bevel wheel. So as I add more and more Harley Davidson frames to the collection, I have both the ophthalmic and the sunglasses. If there's a frame you want that I don't have listed, just email me, message me in the comment section, and I'll make sure to get it onto the website for you. I have men's, women's, kids, everything. There's actually some really cool kids colors out there, just in case you have kids that need glasses. The only thing they don't do, and I wish they did, is they don't have matching frames for men and women. That would be nice if the men and women could be matching on their Harleys. Of course, you do get the Harley Davidson case. I just wish they were black and orange. Don't worry, you're going to get the orange cloth though. So we're going to take the lens out of the chuck. Again, the Charles, the Chucky baby, the Chuckster. Tuck the lens in at the outside corner using my thumbs, press down with the nose. Now it snaps in. Take the block off, dry that off. Take the sticker, keep adding to my monument there. Come down here to the lensometer. Read the power on the left lens, and I'm getting the same power as before, plus 50, exactly halfway between 0 and 1. So I couldn't have done a better job if I'd cut the lenses myself. Pupillary distance is 30.5 for the right, 32 for the left, for a total of 62.5. When I turn the card around, place my thumb against the PD stick, the PD stick against my thumb, and measure on the left lens, we're getting 62.5, so that is cut perfectly. Excuse me there, I had a little cough. The bifocal height is at 18, the invisible bifocal. Place the PD stick that way, check the vertical, and at the bottom of the frame we're getting 18. Getting 18 there, so that is cut perfectly. Now this is the portion in every video that as I clean your lenses and mention that there's free delivery anywhere in the US, free shipping. Of course, I'll be personally delivering these to my brother-in-law's house, but everyone else out there who buys a pair, there is free shipping of glasses. But I'm going to go ahead and get these in standard alignment, also known as a 3-point stance. Now normally, and I'll adjust these for you when I deliver them, but normally when people get their glasses, they're either too loose or too tight, or they sit high on one side or the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other, and because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments, but I'm going to get them in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I take mine off and press down, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. Now it only takes about 30 seconds to a minute to adjust a pair of glasses perfectly, so stop by your local shop and they'll do it for you. No wobble there. I close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do, and then neither temple is askew. Want to check the tension on the spring hinges, and all that is good. Now, of course, I'm going to provide you with my own premium microfiber cleaning cloth. When you get this in the mail, there's a wrinkle. Actually, I'm going to personally deliver this pair, but anyone else, when you get one in the mail and there's a wrinkle in it, that's because I field tested and I make sure it works. I don't want to send out a defective cloth. But I also send out a selfie request. So Hank, you gotta get a picture of you wearing these on your Harley, at least parked on the side of the road with them. So this is what they look like clear. So still with the blue tint in there. I'm going to go ahead and activate them. Means I'm exposed them to a strong burst of light. As you can see, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for a pair of transition lenses to turn dark. It takes a little bit longer when you come back inside, about 45 seconds to a minute 15. Now this is important, Hank, pay attention. All transition lenses get dark on day 1. They're going to continue to darken every day for the first couple weeks they're exposed to the sun. After that, they will work for years at maximum performance. Now the only time that transition 7 lenses won't work is if you're behind the windshield of a car. Your windshield absorbs the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays to prevent your dashboard from cracking from sitting in the sun all day, and that's why transition 7 don't get dark in a car. You have the transitions XTRAactive, so they will get 30 to 50% while driving in a car behind a windshield. They're also temperature sensitive, meaning they'll get darker when it's 85 and below than they will when it's 95 and above. But of course you have the transitions XTRAactive, designed for people who spend a lot of time outdoors with extra active activities, so these will get darker in hotter weather. Of course, anyone with a convertible or motorcycle, the transition 7 will darken, and just the XTRAactive will do more so. So that is it. Most of the blue is now removed. The gray has overpowered the blue. So when you're outside riding, they'll get dark, and again, they'll keep getting darker than this. Come on, Hank, we talked about this. Don't you remember? This is just the first time they've been activated. So if you like what you've seen, please follow me or subscribe to my YouTube channel, or follow me on Instagram as freeprescriptionlenses.com, on Twitter at freerxlenses. If anyone has, you can email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com, or simply click the contact me button on the website. Or better yet, leave a question or comment in the comment section below should anyone have any questions. That way other people can read and learn from your questions. So Hank, I appreciate you giving up on your KDs after all these years and getting a pair of the Harley Davidson 127T in color 01, which is the black. And as I keep talking, you will see the lenses getting lighter and lighter. So for people who, again, who are really active, you may want to think about the transitions XTRAactive lenses. Now they do cost more because they do more. So, but for people who are outside a lot, or especially people who ride, you know, this is the way to go. And of course they'll turn back to clear, or at least back to the original blue that we had at nighttime and in tunnels, if it's a long enough tunnel. On cloudy days, you'll have just a little bit of tint to them because there's still a bit of overcast and strong UV through the clouds, even on cloudy days. So this will always protect your eyes with 100% UVA and UVB protection, as well as being unbreakable in the true protection sense of it, so nothing hits you in the face, which I know is a genuine concern for people who ride motorcycles. Even bugs, pebbles, rocks, any of that stuff, sand that flies up from cars. So that is that. I hope you enjoyed watching as I cut your transitions XTRAactive progressive invisible bifocal lenses, so you can check your GPS in your phone when you're out riding, and your Harley Davidson 127T color 001 in the 48 eye size. And hopefully everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.